players to watch. Today we're looking at Djed Spence. Finding the right profile at fullback it can entirely define a team's tactical ceiling in the modern game. So we're going to examine how his specific skill set fits into that ever-changing puzzle. Using insights from a recent Clutch Sports scouting report, we're going to break down exactly what makes him such a compelling asset right now. We'll look beyond just the raw numbers to understand the tactical value he brings to the pitch, and really why top clubs all across Europe are monitoring his situation so closely.
The profile, elite traits. So let's start with his core player profile. Spence is a highly dynamic fullback, and crucially, he's incredibly comfortable operating on either side of the pitch. That kind of bilateral competence is a rare and highly coveted trait today, giving managers immense tactical flexibility when they're setting up their defensive lines.
Now, what really stands out when you watch him is his elite top speed, combined with a seriously high volume of progressive carries per 90. He consistently wins his 1-versus-1 duels in wide areas. In modern systems where fullbacks are often your primary ball progressors, having a player who can single-handedly transition the team from defense to attack just through sheer pace and carrying ability is invaluable. It literally forces the opposition to completely alter how they structure their pressing traps.
The journey, a complex pathway. To understand the player he is today, we have to look at his history, because his road to the top was definitely not straightforward. Early in his career, he was actually released by Fulham. He had to rebuild from the ground up at Middlesbrough. Then came the breakthrough, a massive, high-output loan spell at Nottingham Forest that basically drove their promotion season. That success earned him a move to Tottenham in 2022. Now, after navigating a few more loan spells and a pretty difficult start to life in North London, he finally established himself in the 2024-25 season with some undeniable progressive numbers. And ultimately, his strong World Cup performances completely justified Thomas Tuchel's selection, proving he can translate those elite traits to the absolute highest level. That initial move to Spurs required a significant investment of £20 million. When a club invests that kind of capital in a developing fullback, they're buying potential. The challenge, as we saw with those subsequent loans, is weathering the developmental turbulence to eventually realize that potential.
Tactical fit, versatility, and systems. Let's shift our focus to how his versatility actually operates within modern tactical setups.
At Tottenham, under Roberto De Zerbi, Spence offers genuine versatility across both fullback roles. He fits a progressive possession system perfectly, providing width, pace, and a reliable outlet to break a high press. However, the intense competition for minutes within that specific squad means he isn't always a locked-in starter. Breaking into a settled elite starting 11 week in and week out is still a significant hurdle for him there.
And this leads to his wider appeal across Europe. His profile perfectly suits managers who demand fullbacks capable of progressing the ball through carries while also defending effectively in isolation. We're talking about the exact attributes required for Christian Chivu's system at Inter, where fullbacks often have to own their flank entirely. Or take Andoni Iraola's high-intensity press at Liverpool, which requires immense physical output and one-on-one defensive reliability. When you fit the demanding criteria of multiple elite systems, your market value naturally goes up.
The market value, looking ahead. Because he isn't guaranteed a start every single week at Spurs, they are open to selling for the right price.
Right now, Spurs are likely looking for a valuation of around £40 million, so exactly double their initial investment from just a few years ago. This reflects his established Premier League and international pedigree, for sure, but it also reflects the pure scarcity of players who possess his unique blend of elite speed, progressive carrying, and defensive competence in isolation.
To pull this all together, Spence provides exceptional pace and progressive carrying from wide areas. For clubs needing fullbacks who can defend on an island without needing constant midfield support, he's undeniably a player worth monitoring closely. His journey, from being released as a youth player to commanding a £40 million valuation, shows exactly how much the modern game values wide players who can single-handedly tilt the tactical balance of a match.
With that kind of price tag and a profile built for modern, high-intensity football, the only question left is, which elite European club will be the one to finally unlock his full potential as an everyday starter? Subscribe for more content from Clutch Sports.